After working for an NBC station, then CBS, then ABC, I finally declared some independence and came here to Fox. And here I'm much more independent. They let me say stuff here. So I'm glad Fox exists. I'm even glad CNN exists. More choice is good. It's easy to forget that just a few years ago there was so much less choice. For most of my career, for a story to get on national TV, it had to be approved by the stuffed shirts at ABC, CBS, and NBC, maybe PBS. That's about all we had. Cable channels changed that. And now an even bigger change has happened. Anyone can bring us the news. Bloggers cover stories the mainstream media ignore. So do people using YouTube, Twitter, and so on. And my next guest has expanded this citizen journalism more than anybody. Andrew Breitbart started out working on the brand new and suddenly popular Drudge Report. Then he started his own website, biggovernment.com, which helped take down Acorn and more recently helped take down Congressman Anthony Weiner. So why do they bring this stuff to you all the time, Andrew? How do you get all these stories?
Well, I get the stories that the mainstream media won't cover, and they tend to be left of center stories. If somebody came to me with the David Vitter story or the Governor Sanford story, of course I would do it. I'm passionate about the story.
So anybody watching now who gets something on their cell phone camera and isn't getting somewhere with their local media, if they go to biggovernment.com, you may spread the word if it's interesting.
I go to speeches and I give out my cell phone number. I give my email is andrew@breitbart.com. We were able to break the Anthony Weiner story because somebody tweeted to me at 7:30 at night on the Friday before Memorial Day. I'm incredibly accessible because
But this wasn't a secret story. It was around. Other media had it. They were covering it. They were at first saying, oh, yeah, I believe he was hacked. But it wasn't just your story, but it became your story. How come?
Well, actually, we were the first ones to report that there was a tweet that contained that gray bulge underwear. But it was all night Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, all the way into Tuesday that the mainstream media tried to stop the story from happening, tried to take his side. Some even called me the hacker. It reminded me of 13 years ago when Matt Drudge broke the Monica Lewinsky story, and for 5 full days the media tried to stop the dam from breaking. They can't control the dam from breaking anymore.
And they called Matt Drudge a liar. They said he was making this up just to get President Clinton, and none of those people ever apologized to him, did they?
I'm glad you noticed that as well.
Speaking of the mainstream media, I'm a little bit ashamed of this one, but I'm revealing now for the first time publicly that when I worked at 2020, you, who I didn't know at the time, pitched me with this story about Acorn and the sting, and I didn't cover it. And you remember that, I assume?
Oh, do I ever? I mean, I've referenced it in speeches that I went to ABC to a producer because I realized you can't just break a story on a blog. You have to get the mainstream media to cover it as well. And so I thought, what the hey? I'll call up John Stossel. Seems like an honest guy. Seems like he'd think that the president's vaunted community organizing group treating a fake prostitute and a fake pimp with servants with a smile in every office except for one. I thought, you know, maybe there's a story here.
What did I tell you?
And I remember you said that it is a story and that you would probably commit a month to a story like this because it is so blatant, but you said that the politics within ABC were just, you know, that you couldn't do it.
And that's true. I had all kinds of good stories I couldn't get on, but, well, I could have had that scoop.